Have you ever wondered why some people seem to wake up winning while others wake up barely surviving? You go to bed with good intentions, set your alarm, maybe even plan your morning, but somehow you still wake up feeling behind, stressed, and unprepared for the day ahead. You hit snooze 3 times, rush through breakfast, and by 9 a.m. you're already exhausted. Meanwhile, somewhere across the world, someone else is crushing their goals, feeling focused, and moving through their day with purpose. Same 24 hours, completely different results. So what's the difference? Is it luck, better genetics, or have they figured out something most of us completely miss? Here's the truth. Success doesn't start when you wake up. It starts the night before. And according to the latest research coming out of sleep science, neuroscience, and productivity labs around the world, we're about to enter a new era of understanding. By 2026, experts predict that nighttime routines will become the most important factor in determining who succeeds and who struggles. Because the habits you build before bed don't just affect your sleep. They shape your brain, your energy, your decisions, and ultimately your entire life. So in this video, we're going to break down the ultimate guide to nighttime success habits, backed by science and shaped by what researchers believe will define high performers in the next few years. You don't need expensive gadgets or complicated rituals. You just need to understand how your brain works at night and how to use those hours to set yourself up for victory. Because maybe success isn't about working harder during the day. Maybe it's about preparing smarter the night before. We live in a culture obsessed with morning routines. Wake up at 5 a.m., drink lemon water, journal, meditate, exercise before sunrise. And sure, mornings matter, but here's what most people don't realize. Your morning is only as good as your night. If you go to bed stressed, distracted, and mentally cluttered, no amount of morning motivation will save you. You'll wake up tired, foggy, and reactive instead of proactive. The science is clear. Your brain doesn't just shut down when you sleep. It processes everything from the day, consolidates memories, clears out waste, and prepares neural pathways for the next day. What you do in the hours before bed directly impacts how well your brain performs this overnight maintenance. And by 2026, researchers predict that the most successful people won't just have morning routines. They'll have evening systems, carefully designed nighttime habits that prime their minds and bodies for peak performance. This isn't about sleeping more. It's about using your nights intentionally. So let's dive into the 5 nighttime success habits that science says will separate winners from everyone else in the coming years. Habit number 1, the mental download. Imagine this. You've had a long day. Meetings, emails, decisions, problems to solve. Your mind is packed with information, half-finished thoughts, and things you need to remember. And then you try to sleep, but your brain won't stop. It keeps replaying conversations, reminding you of tasks, and spinning in circles. Sound familiar? This is what scientists call cognitive overload, and it's one of the biggest killers of quality sleep and next-day performance. But here's what high achievers are starting to do differently. They practice something called the mental download. Every night, about 30 minutes before bed, they take 10 minutes to write everything down. Not just a to-do list, but a brain dump. Everything that's on their mind. Worries, ideas, unfinished tasks, random thoughts. They get it all out of their head and onto paper. Why does this work? Because your brain is designed to hold onto open loops. When something feels unfinished, your mind keeps it active in the background, draining mental energy even while you sleep. But when you write it down, you're telling your brain, it's safe now, I've captured this, you can let it go. A 2023 study from the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that people who spent just 5 minutes writing a specific to-do list before bed fell asleep an average of 9 minutes faster than those who didn't. And researchers predict that by 2026, this habit will become standard practice among top performers because it doesn't just help you sleep better. It helps you wake up with clarity. When your mind isn't cluttered with yesterday's chaos, it has space to focus on today's opportunities. So tonight, grab a notebook. Spend 10 minutes doing a mental download. Write down everything that's weighing on your mind. Tasks, concerns, ideas, whatever needs attention. Then close the notebook and tell yourself, I've handled this. Now it's time to rest. You'll be amazed at how much lighter your mind feels and how much faster you fall into deep, restorative sleep. Habit number 2, the energy audit. Here's something most people never think about. Every single thing you consume in the evening affects your brain chemistry, your energy levels, and your sleep quality. And we're not just talking about food. We're talking about everything. What you eat, what you drink, what you watch, what you read, and who you talk to. All of it creates an energy signature that your body carries into sleep. Think about it. You wouldn't fill a car with bad fuel and expect it to run smoothly. But somehow we fill our minds and bodies with junk right before bed and wonder why we wake up feeling terrible. By 2026, science predicts that successful people will treat their evening hours like sacred input time. They'll be extremely selective about what they allow into their system. Because research shows that what you consume between 6 p.m. and bedtime has a direct impact on your sleep architecture, your hormone balance, and your cognitive performance the next day. So here's how to do your own energy audit. First, look at food. Heavy meals, sugar, and processed foods late at night spike your blood sugar and force your digestive system to work overtime, stealing energy from your brain's repair process. Instead, eat light, balanced dinners with protein and healthy fats that stabilize your energy. Second, check your drinks. Alcohol might make you feel sleepy, but it destroys REM sleep, the stage where your brain processes emotions and memories. And caffeine, even 6 hours before bed, can block adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel tired. Third, audit your media. Watching violent shows, reading stressful news, or scrolling through negative content floods your brain with cortisol, the stress hormone. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between real danger and what's on a screen. It reacts the same way. And finally, notice your conversations. Arguments, heavy discussions, or emotionally draining talks right before bed leave your mind in fight or flight mode, making deep rest almost impossible. So here's your challenge. For the next week, track what you consume every evening. Write it down. Food, drinks, media, conversations. Then notice how you sleep and how you feel the next morning. You'll start to see patterns, and once you see them, you can change them. Because when you fuel your evening with intention, you wake up with power. Habit number 3, the wind down window. Most people treat sleep like a light switch. They go from full speed, working, scrolling, thinking, straight to bed, and then they wonder why their mind won't turn off. But your brain doesn't work that way. It needs a transition, a bridge between the chaos of the day and the calm of the night. Scientists call this the wind down window, and by 2026, research suggests it will be the most underrated success habit in the world. Here's why. Your nervous system operates in 2 modes: sympathetic, which is fight or flight, active, alert, and stressed, and parasympathetic, which is rest and digest, calm, relaxed, and ready to heal. Most of us spend all day in sympathetic mode, racing from task to task, reacting to notifications, solving problems. And then we expect our body to instantly switch to parasympathetic mode the moment we lie down. But it doesn't work like that. Your body needs time to downshift. And that's exactly what the wind down window does. It's a 60 to 90 minute period before bed where you intentionally slow everything down. No work, no screens, no intense conversations. Just calm, quiet activities that signal to your brain the day is over, it's safe to rest now. So what does this look like? It could be reading a physical book under soft light. It could be stretching or light yoga to release tension from your body. It could be listening to calming music or a guided meditation. It could be journaling, sipping herbal tea, or simply sitting in silence and breathing deeply. The key is consistency. Your brain loves patterns. When you do the same calming activities every night, your body begins to associate them with sleep. It's like training a reflex. And studies show that people with consistent wind-down routines fall asleep faster, experience fewer night wakings, and report feeling more refreshed in the morning. So here's your action step. Choose 3 calming activities you enjoy. Then starting tonight, dedicate the last 60 minutes before bed to those activities. No exceptions. Make it a ritual. Protect it like you would protect an important meeting, because this isn't downtime. This is prep time. And the better you prepare your mind at night, the sharper you'll perform the next day. Habit number 4, the gratitude reset. Let's talk about something powerful. The last thoughts you have before sleep become the first thoughts you wake up with. If you go to bed anxious, stressed, or replaying everything that went wrong, your brain marinates in that negativity all night long. And when you wake up, that's the emotional state you start your day in. Frustrated, heavy, and already defeated. But what if you could change that? What if you could end every day on a high note, no matter what happened? That's where the gratitude reset comes in. And science is proving that this simple habit might be one of the most powerful tools for long-term success. Here's how it works. Every night, right before you close your eyes, think of 3 things you're grateful for, not big life-changing things, just small, real moments from your day. A good conversation, a warm meal, a problem you solved, a kind gesture. Anything that made you feel even slightly good. Why does this matter? Because gratitude shifts your brain chemistry. When you focus on what went right, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals that reduce stress and promote relaxation. And more importantly, gratitude rewires your brain over time. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. The more you practice gratitude, the more your brain starts looking for positive things automatically. You become wired for optimism instead of anxiety. And by 2026, researchers predict that gratitude practices will be directly linked to resilience, mental health, and sustained high performance. Because people who end their day with gratitude don't just sleep better, they wake up with a mindset that's ready to win. So tonight, before you sleep, say 3 things out loud or write them down. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this moment. It takes 30 seconds. But those 30 seconds can change the entire trajectory of your tomorrow. Habit number 5, the identity anchor. Here's the final habit, and it's the most powerful one. Every night before you sleep, ask yourself one question. Who do I want to be tomorrow? Not what do I want to do, but who do I want to be? Because success isn't just about tasks and goals. It's about identity. and the person you become at night shapes the person you are in the morning. Think about it. If you go to bed seeing yourself as tired, overwhelmed, and barely keeping up, that's exactly who you'll be tomorrow. But if you go to bed seeing yourself as focused, capable, and intentional, you prime your brain to show up that way. This is called identity anchoring, and it's based on the idea that your subconscious mind is most receptive right before sleep. Whatever you feed it in those final moments becomes the blueprint for how you think, feel, and act the next day. So here's how to use it. Right before you close your eyes, visualize yourself tomorrow. See yourself waking up energized. See yourself moving through your day with confidence. See yourself handling challenges calmly. See yourself winning. Then say one sentence out loud. Tomorrow I am focused. Tomorrow I am strong. Tomorrow I am ready. That's it. One sentence, one identity, one intention. And when you do this every single night, something incredible happens. You stop waking up as a reactive person. You start waking up as the person you decided to be. And that shift, that small but powerful shift, is what separates people who drift through life from people who design it. So if this video opened your eyes to a new way of thinking about success, don't just watch and forget. Pick one habit tonight, try it, test it, see how it feels, then build from there. Because the future belongs to people who don't just work hard during the day. It belongs to people who prepare smart at night. And by 2026, that's going to be the difference between those who lead and those who follow.